Hello, James here. I'm doing an interview with Steve. Yeah, Steve, I understand you were born in Canada?
I was born in Canada and then I moved here when I was like 10 years old.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, so, what, yeah, so, what memories do you have of school?
Actually, not very good. I know I was shy. I know I was a nerd. So I wasn't among the popular guys, but the teachers loved me because I was like the nerd guy that goes home and studies his homework. Works on his homework, and my parents were proud of me, and I got a great school report. You know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, sounds like the type of role model my girlfriend's daughter could use.
What's that?
Sounds like the type of role model my girlfriend's daughter could use.
Oh, okay. Glad to hear. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So. Yeah. How about any childhood memory? Haze from when you weren't in school.
Let me see. There are some funny memories I just can't conjure up right now right off the bat, from the back of my head. But I remember like birthday parties, Christmas parties, fun stuff. Let me see. Can't remember right now. It'll probably come back to me in a few minutes.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, how when you were living over on the West Coast?
Oh, okay. So that was like about 11 years ago. I moved to the West Coast. I was living in Buffalo, New York, for a long time. But I decided, venture out, discover this great country, So I took the trip to the West Coast, and I was hanging out on the clubs on the West Hollywood, the Sunset Strip, like the Whiskey Go Go. The Troubadour is way down, not on the Sunset Strip, but way down in the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and lots of musicians used to hang out there, and lots of up and coming bands, rising bands, kind of like hanging out at the Whiskey and the Troubadour, and it was fun. I know I didn't have much money back then. I was like touring, going on tours, trip around the country, and I was like saving lots of money. So now I didn't have much money to spend, but I would try to, go to all the hip hangouts on the Sunset Boulevard and Sunset Strip and try to have fun. Overall, back in the day it was overwhelming in Los Angeles. It took me 2.5 years to get used to where everything is. I mean, it's the size of New Jersey basically. The entire Los Angeles County is the size of New Jersey. It's very stratified along like status, ethnicity, rural versus urban, like downtown, and rich versus poor, but it's the whole world, but basically microcosmos. You get to one neighborhood, it's, you got Mexican food, Salvadorian food, you got a lot of Persians, Russian Jews, everything, every Armenians, they got every Americans, every nationality, they got different, every type, rural communities like San Bernardino, the Inland Empire, and Riverside, more like countryside, and it's more like small town. Overall, I met lots of people, all walks of life over there. I learned a lot, but it wasn't easy when I first got there. It takes a lot of time to get used to the mentality. It's different than the East Coast. It's more laid back. It's more like slow, laid back, leisurely, but it's much more, of course, expensive than living here. Nowadays it's even skyrocketed. I mean, I don't know how people can afford to live there right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I remember one childhood memory. I was 3-year-old, and my mother went with me to an ice cream parlor, and she asked me, "Hey, Steve, would you like to get an ice cream?" I told her, I replied, when I feel like it, I'll order it, or I'll ask you, you know. So like every kid likes the ice cream. Oh yeah, mom, sure. And I was like, if I want it, I'll ask. You know, and that was one funny story. That thinking back of that, you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. How some of the stuff? Yeah. So, how about when you moved back to Buffalo after?
Oh, okay. I was I was married and we had irreconcilable differences. My wife was about 18 years younger than me, and we didn't get along. Her family was like muddling in our affairs, mostly about money. I mean, that there was very. I didn't know about that. I fell in love, and I realized that the family were meddling too much in our affairs, and we had irreconcilable differences. I'm pretty sure that the 18-year age difference played a lot of roles on a different mentality, So I just broke up, and then my friend of mine told me, "Why don't you go back to Buffalo?" So okay, I said, "Fuck, why not?" And I'll be happy to. So change of scenery, and so I moved in with him. I lived for almost 2 years with him, and in that time, COVID started. But just before COVID hit, I found a great job through a temp agency, which I'm working currently, and I very much love the job. And since I have like a financial background, I was doing something. I've been doing something financial services related on the computer, and now since COVID, it's been over 4 years. I can actually do it remotely, so I don't have to wake up early in the morning. I can sleep in. I don't have to commute. During COVID, I didn't have to risk COVID, and actually, productivity is higher. So I'm actually living on my own. I moved out of this guy's place, but I enjoy my work. I live by myself in a studio apartment, and trying to build myself back up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that should. Yeah, I think that should be enough
Oh, okay,
questions.
cool.
So, yep. All right. Thank you.
All right,
And,
no
yeah.
problem.